It's another week, another Netflix new Italian original movie called Il Madonna Vendetta. That's not how you pronounce it at all. My name is Vendetta. Let's jump in. After old enemies kill his family, a former mafia enforcer and his feisty daughter flee to Milan, where they hide out while plotting their revenge. 100% we've seen this film before. If you've seen Leon, you've seen this film, and Leon is 10 times better than this film. That's not to say that there aren't exciting moments and things to enjoy in this film. It just never quite reaches the crescendo of what Leon does. At the beginning of this film, we have the John Wick moment where you want to get that revenge story, and it is pretty brutal and it's well filmed and it's harsh, and you kind of like the characters by then because they've introduced them as a family unit. You know kind of that he has a background that is, you know, not quite good, but his family don't seem to be in on that secret. It's his secret, and then he has a wife and a daughter, and something happens at the beginning and it ends up being him not breaking the mold. If you've seen the trailer, I think you'll be fine understanding it. It's going to be him and his daughter on a sort of vengeance storyline, but it definitely follows that sort of pattern that you have in Leon, where people come after them, they have to survive that, and then you have the sort of vengeance, we need to kill or be killed. Now, one of the reasons I like this film is that it starts off with a Jack London quote, and if you've ever read The Call of the Wild or any Jack London stuff, then you'll know that it's phenomenal writing, and so many films adaptations have come from that because the writing is so solid. So the core premise as part of the thesis of this movie is kill or be killed. And I like that, that the thread throughout that works well. It adds a little bit of weight, a little bit of heaviness that is needed. Because when we get the girl, the way she reacts at the beginning, I guess is quite right, but just didn't have that weight as to, you know, comparing it to Leon. And I think it's probably a bit unfair. It doesn't quite have probably the budget or some of the actors in that. The acting is fine. I don't feel that they bring the presence that that I guess they want. It never really reaches the combat style of something like John Wick, and it always kind of feels a little bit TV. Doesn't quite feel like the filmic style of Leon. So it sits somewhere in between there, like a straight to DVD movie. It is better than that, but not by much. So we have some good action sequences, the film ticks along, and there's some nice cinematography. But by the time you get to the end, there's just a bunch of killing that you don't feel that connected to. And by the time you get to the end, there is an ending that feels very cliche and more copying of Leon. I'm sure they watched Leon and went, yeah, we could do that, but our version of it. If only it was their version of it more. If they were going to do Leon, it needed to be, I guess, more grittier, more emotionally impactful. They needed to play more on that emotion and then have us gripped by our throats, which is what you get in films like Leon. So I feel like I'm doing it a disservice by comparing it to that film all the time. So if you push all those films away and you've never seen one before and you come into this fresh, you might be going, oh, that was pretty good. I've never seen anything like that. I like that kind of revenge story plotline. I think still at the end of the day you would still go, but it doesn't really quite fit the landing. It feels like it wants to be something that it's not once you get to that ending. And it's not quite believable with one of the characters because we haven't had enough of a build-up with that particular character without going into spoilers. In Leon, going back to it again, we had a bunch.
I want to be a cleaner.
But it is the easiest comparison that I have towards it. What it made me want to do, and I'm looking now to see if I can buy myself a 4K version of Leon, is made me want to go back and watch that, which is not a terrible thing. Gary Oldman, Luc Besson, I'm talking more about that film, making me want to go and watch that, which maybe is a good thing. So I'm going to give this 2.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
And you got one.
A one-time watch that had a good intro, some fun action, and the ending was fine. It really is just, it's fine. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.